wish if I was doing this, I was doing that, I was in a better place, I was having a better life. This is heavy. This is the weight is so heavy on you that's the regret on an action that you didn't take.
Right.
So you have two kind of risk of regret, or the risk that to achieve something in your life. Yeah, so which kind of risk do you want to take on yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Doing nothing or to gain?
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I've shared this in lectures and discussions, that fear is a choice. Like you said, it's an option. Danger is real. And I made that distinguishment between using the firefighter as an example. There's a house, and the house is on fire, and the firefighter hears the kids crying and the animals yelping and everything else. Now, the danger is real. The firefighter going to the house, at least three different ways that, they could cause harm. The house collapsing on top of him or her, or smoke inhalation, or burns from the fire. So that's real. The fear is a choice. He could overcome that fear because of your courage and bravery, and take that option. You're taking that risk to help somebody else that's in a helpless situation. So, that's a scenario where I could see people being paralyzed by their fear and not taking that risk because they're so much more concerned about, maintaining that security for him or herself. So I find it interesting, the interplay that has, of its, security and fear and risk and courage. Yeah.
When you talk about fear, we need to realize there is two kinds of fear. There is imaginary and there is real. Now, when we talk about real, when you mention firefighter, and you mentioned to go into the wood and facing some animal, wild animal, that can paralyze you. Yeah. When you're a firefighter, you give up something in you toward other. That's noble.
Right.
Right? If you work as a police officer, it's also you're at line of risk in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm talking about the imaginary fear, which is we don't know. We just imagine. We play with our head, not to do anything, not to go forward, not to try things that can help us in life.
Right.
And that's the worst fear that we can have. Yeah? As one guy said, hero died once. Yeah? Fear can kill you a million times.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Unfortunately, I've known quite a few people that are pretty much their lives is ruled by their fear. And it's a shame because I just feel that they just exist, and I see life as a wonderful journey. It's a gift to savor and to try different things and learn different things and to walk that path, and as you learn more about yourself and to see fear paralyzing people on a certain level where they don't grow and they don't they take most things for granted and so on. Some of the things that you mentioned, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's not about religion, but when I'm talking about that, I mention that all the time. I say when we come to this world, yeah, God give us mission. It's not about religious, but it's work every time it's work. Yeah, God give you purpose in life. Your job is to find that out. When you find that out, what He said is take the talent that I gave you, share it with other people to their benefit, not for your sake. Yeah? When you do that, I will compensate you. Yeah? But some people, they take the talent, they think it's the talent, and they use it for their benefit,
Right.
to their gain. So they're missing out. Yeah, they're missing out in God's eyes. Yeah, which is mean, those people most of the time they're not happy. They don't have joy. They're all the time running after. They're not sitting and smell the roses. But it's a phrase that we use. Relax, smell the roses, and then keep going.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the time for it. They're all the time running after more and more and more. More what? Well, we say that when we come to this world, our hand is like that, like a fist. We want to take everything. When we leave this world, our hand is open. Look, I didn't take anything. I can. So when you do something for that's make you, they make experience in Canada. It's very interesting. They took envelope. They put $20 bill inside, and they randomly go down to the street, and they find the first person that came along and said to him, "Look, we have kind of experiment that we do, and we want you to participate." The guy say, "All right." They say, "Here is envelope, $20 bill inside. You go spend it, the $20 on yourself, yeah, but nothing gonna left over. Do whatever that you want with that bill." So the guy took the bill and said, "What I can do with that? I mean, I'm hungry, so let me eat now." So he go buy lunch. Yeah, when he done, he came back to the survey guy, and they said to him, "What you did with the money?" I said, "I buy lunch. I was hungry." He said, "Nothing left after that, so nothing left. I eat, that's it, it's gone." So how does that make you feel? "I don't know, I was hungry, so it served the purpose." They took another $20 bill, another envelope. They find another guy in the street that's willing to participate, but this time they told him, "You're going to take this bill and you do whatever you want with that, but nothing on yourself. Yeah? You not benefit from this one, no, any other way." So I said, "What I can do with that bill? I give it to somebody." So he started to search to see people that he think they need it. So he finds someone. So he said, "Here, $20 bill." He gave it to him. Then he came back to the survey people and they asked him, "What you did with the bill?" I said, "Well, I gave it to someone in the street. I mean, it's looked to me like it's not a good shape. He don't have a good life. So maybe the $20 going to help him to do better." I said, "All right, how does that make you feel?" He said, "Well, that's feel great. I feel I did something for other people."
Great study.
Yeah. So the other people, many people say money cannot buy happiness. It depends how you use it.
That is true. They say, the joy of giving. Sometimes you get more joy giving than necessarily receiving, and you see that. There's been many examples and many illustrations that you see, and I've witnessed this in social media. I've witnessed this, firsthand, from the joy that people get from helping somebody or assisting somebody or giving something, whatever it may be, whatever asset may be that they give somebody, and they see how much joy it brings to that person. And from experiencing joy through that person or through that group, they get joy from it. As you just described it with the gentleman that gave the $20 envelope to somebody that felt that could definitely use it.
I mentioned that before, but I used to have the talk about confidence and self-esteem. And there is another area that we need to change the attention that we give in that area, which is to be selfish. To be selfish, it's not a good thing. It depends how you use it. which is mean, it's not you have two cookies in a jar, you take them both. No, not this kind of selfish, but you need to have it first in order to share it or to give it to somebody else. If you don't have it, what you giving?
Right.
You want to give money. If you don't have it, what you giving? So this kind of selfish, which is mean, you need to take care of yourself. When you take care of yourself, now you can take other with you. Take care of other people,
Right.
helping other people.
Well, it's like what they say when you're on an airplane and there's, they run
Yeah,
into a
when
situation.
the mask came
The
down.
mask, yeah, and if you're a mother or whatever, that you gotta put that mask on yourself first, before you take care of your children and everything else. And I tell people that all the time. No matter how much you wanna, there's some people that are just natural givers and they want to give everything away, but you can't, and they work themselves to a frenzy and give so much that there's nothing left for them. And I said, look, if you really care so much about these people, if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be there to provide it for them in the first place. Mm-hmm. So you gotta nurture yourself. You got to take care of yourself to a certain extent, so you continue doing what you really you feel is your purpose in your life, to assist others and to help others. But yeah, so. Yeah, in that context, I wouldn't even say the word selfish, but self-preservation, and because you can't be good to anybody else if you don't preserve yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I agree with you.
I see that most definitely. It's funny. When you said that, when I asked you what you wanted to talk about today, and when you said the title to be "Purpose of Life," the thing, as soon as that hit me, when I heard that, all these kind of things popped into my head. This philosophical questions, the existential type of questions. What is our purpose here in life, and what does it mean? I think that's the question that's been debated upon by many philosophers and many religions. What is the purpose of life, and what does it mean? And I think, in a certain level, it's a very personal question. But again, you have to know thyself. It's that saying, that Latin saying, to thyself be true, and being able to look yourself in the mirror and finding out, okay, this is who I am, and this is my purpose in life. And I guess you only do that with trial and error, and some of the things that we talked about earlier, as far as taking those risks, not to be unsecure, to be able to confront that fear, and and I think that's what living really is, and and the acronym of life, living. What is it? Living in freedom every day, and that's the thing. To take those moments on an everyday basis, and everything that you encounter, the challenges and so on, and say, embracing those challenges and growing from it. And I think that's really the true essence of what each person may look at themselves as, finding out what their purpose is. I think one of the greatest gifts, if you believe in God or whatever belief that you have, is free will. Free will, to do what you want, taking those options, what option you want to take or not, and just running with that, and just enjoy the journey of life, all the different detours and different paths that may come to you. Some people say take the path last taken, learn from it. It's not so much the destination, but the journey, and I think that excites me when I look at that. You know, some people want to play it safe and they want to, you know, whatever, and it's a different type of experience if you do take that.